Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have a 2024 GMC Sierra AT4X. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why Ford, Ram, and Toyota simply cannot compete. I borrowed this truck from Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. It is available, it's in slate gray. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see pricing and options on this build. At the very top are the specs for this truck. And be sure to pause it for the standard equipment. Base price is going to be $79,200, and the 6.2 liter is optional for 2024. The diesel does come standard. Thunderstorm active exhaust comes a part of that 6.2 liter, and then cargo tie downs, and they give you 4. Destinations right here with a total price of $83,710. And here are the Philly common numbers down below. Be sure to pause it again. I think we can all agree when we say we never thought we'd see a day where half tons cost almost as much as HD pickups, right? Ram decided for 2025 to say, hold my beer, we're gonna come out with a $100,000 half ton, which they have called the Tungsten. But my first point on why I think that the AT4X Sierra is the best one on the market is simply these bumpers. I love the AEV bumper, and it now comes standard on this truck. So when you consider the cast recovery hooks right here and the steel construction of this is overbuilt, and it gives you a lot of protection. Also, you can get a winch installed on the front end of this truck. You can't say that currently for Ford, Ram, and Toyota. Now down below here you guys can see they do provide a really nice skid plate. This is all steel and it protects pretty much the entire underbody. When you get the AEV edition, it does give you the option to upgrade the rear bumpers. It gives you more skid plates down below, and yeah, it just becomes more of an off-road truck. You also have the best suspension in the business. It's actually better to see on this side. Multimatic DSSV, which is the dynamic suspension spool valve. Up front, you guys can see some bronze on the front grille, premium lighting, forward-facing camera. And these tires, this is probably the only downside to GM. They need to fix this really quickly. These are basically a 33.2-inch tire. Here's what it says on the sidewall, 275/70. They are LT. And here is the capacities if you would like to see it. 2,680 pounds at 50 psi. You have the plastic fender flares. Here's some of your badging on the side. You have a black trim piece for your mirror caps and lights that shine forward. Painted door handles, no chrome for the most part on this truck here. Now here's my second point. They now offer B-lock wheels in black, red, and bronze, and I think that is pretty cool that the manufacturer is doing that. I haven't seen anyone option the truck that way. Hopefully in the future we'll see something like that. Now they do need a larger fuel tank. Unfortunately, they still are using a 24-gallon fuel tank. The 6.2 liter does need premium fuel, so just keep that in mind. Out back you have 5 leaks in the main pack, and I like that they give you this fabric material for the wheel wells. And that's going to be for the front and rear. I don't think I showed it to you guys, but here's what it looks like up front. And then out back, tail lights are going to be full LED. They give you the multi-pro tailgate. And down below, you guys will see this truck has a full-size spare tire, 323 rear end. And of course, this is all going to be assisted. And then this acts as a step. Kicker sound system comes a part of the AT4X too. They do stamp it right there. Spray and bed liner. 2 camera views, one for bed view, and then the other one's going to be for your rear view mirror. It's like a 4K camera. And let's go ahead and get to the last point. GM is the only manufacturer running a gas V8. With the exception of Nissan Titan, but that truck's going away. So with that being said, you can either get this engine or a diesel for the AT4X. No one offers a diesel. So we can tell who's woke and who's not. It ain't GM. This engine puts out 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed transmission. Let's go ahead and check out the interior, and we're going to take this on a quick drive. I would say that this is a strong point for GM pickups, the interior. Leather is pretty much everywhere, including down below in this pocket here, all the way down right there. Here's some of your controls. You have power mirrors, Bose sound system, and check out your seats. So these are going to be 16-way, real leather. And I like the controls they give you. They give you a power steering column. They don't give you power pedals, but not a big deal because these seats move forward and back pretty nicely. You have drive modes, and because you have the V8, there's a sport mode that makes the exhaust louder. I like that about this truck here. They wrap your handles in leather. The roof, hopefully you guys will see it, is finished in suede, and they've just done a great job overall. Heated and ventilated seats, dual climate control, your wireless charger for your phone, USBs, pretty much everywhere in the interior. Let's go ahead and start it up. 13.4-inch display, and you have a 12-inch display here. Heads-up display, which is something GM's been doing for a very long time. The dash is finished in like a leather material. Here's that other camera view I was telling you guys about. Now, all of this is finished in like a soft touch, like vinyl leather. Feels nice. And here's your glove box. They also give you the tire pressure monitoring system for your trailer. And look at the details on these seats. White piping and stitching, red stitching. Let me go ahead and show you guys the massager. So it's only gonna be for the top part of the seat. Here it is. There's like a toggle switch on the side of the seat. And it's for both seats too, by the way, both front seats. So you have a bunch of features you can use. You have that shoulder support right there. The side bolstering can be tightened up on you for going off-road. And the lumbar goes up and down. Shoulder support, I think I showed it to you guys already. But yeah, this is definitely a nice interior. Of course, you're gonna have your downhill assist. You have front and rear lockers. And when I put it in sport mode, let me see if you guys can hear a difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and rev it real quickly. So there it is, has a soft limiter. When we put it in sport, it got a little bit louder at idle. You can hear it a little bit nicer with that sport mode. I love that. And also, let me just show you the other drive modes. So you have off-road and terrain, and the sport exhaust works on off-road too, and terrain also. You can customize this screen. Let me show you guys the cameras really quickly. They don't give you the underbody cameras like the Canyon yet, which I'm hoping they'll do soon. But really nice camera views here. You have bird's eye on the left that can be disabled if you don't need that. If you're going off on the trails, you can pretty much see where the wheels are. And if you're hooking up to a trailer, you can see your conventional towing, and you can check on your cargo and zoom into it for the bed. Out back, that beautiful design continues. I don't know if I showed you guys the wood trim piece, but it's like a burnt wood 60/40 bench. So you have storage below and storage in the seat backs there. Outboard heated seats, USBs, cup holders. Let's take this truck for a quick drive. So I pretty much got my seat all set up here. Love the mirrors. You can see around the truck pretty easily, and they sit pretty high up for what I like to see. And everything is easy to read and see around the truck. I do like that you have the camera views too. These are good for parking as well. So if you aren't the greatest at parking, these would definitely help with that too, especially this one right here. This does have auto stop start. And one thing I like about this truck is that V8 sound. You don't get that with those inline 6 engines. Everyone's going to inline 6 or V6. Ford has the V's. Ram just went to an inline 6 design. And like I said, Nissan, Titan, and GM are the only trucks that have the naturally aspirated V8 right now. And this truck sounds really good. Once we get around this bend here, I'll give it a little bit of acceleration for you guys. Here we go. One thing I like about the V8 is that on-demand torque that you get. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I have it in sport mode, by the way, too, so you can hear the exhaust. So when you have a turbocharged engine, there's always lag. But I will say, I am higher above elevation here in Utah. Naturally aspirated engines get affected more so with these higher elevations. Like you lose 3% of your horsepower. With forced induction, they still affect the engine, but it's not as bad compared to these naturally aspirated V8s. But nothing beats that sound. Even when I put it into normal mode, let's see if you can hear a difference in the exhaust. So now all you hear is the engine versus the exhaust. Put it back in sport mode. Yeah, you can hear that exhaust again. So I like that they do that. And one last thing, this truck handles like a car on the highway. Very sporty, very soft, and the brake feel is pretty confident for the most part, especially for a half-ton truck. Let's go ahead and check out the Payload. Here are the numbers on the door. The gross axle weight rating up front is 3950. It is 150 pounds more because of that front bumper, most likely. The gross axle weight rating is going to be 3,800 pounds, and then the gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 71. All in payload capacity is going to be 1,268 pounds. You guys can see the gross combined at 15,000, and then conventional and gooseneck towing are down below. Hope you guys liked the video. As I mentioned, this truck is available, so be sure to reach out to Jerry Seiner here in South Jordan, Utah. Ask for Frank. See you guys soon.